Good evening. Thank you for that lovely introduction. You guys are just going to even hear more and more about me. I was thinking on the way here, I was like, gosh, this is kind of a crazy thing that I do, okay? Like I stand in front of people and I read my poems and I talk about myself and my life. And then I thought, this is a little bit of therapy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't have to, what do they call that on Facebook? When you know, like I don't have to do the posts, I just do them here, right? And now this is Facebook Live, so we can just like go straight there. But thank you all for coming, very, very much. I'm excited to be here at the Ohio State University, correct? Yes. I think your colors are red, so I tried. All right, so this is, perfect. I think what's going to happen is it's going to keep going to sleep. So, a PowerPoint? You know, you ever get started in your PowerPoints and you just kind of like keep going and you're like, okay, wait a minute. Yeah. So I want to say, first of all, it's Black History Month. And a lot of people don't realize or recognize, or I'm going to just ask the question, does anybody know where Black History Month started? Black History Month started in West Virginia. It started as Negro History Week by Carter G. Woodson, okay? The famous intellectual who was also a coal miner, right? Born and reared in West Virginia, like myself, who was an Appalachian. So I think it's interesting when we think about West Virginia and how we sort of erase, right, the diversity of the landscape and of the people, and the fact that this country celebrates African American History Month, right, without any idea or context of its origins. In my hometown, I was fortunate to be at Marshall University this week and was there sponsored by the Carter G. Woodson Foundation, and was thinking, wow, this is so beautiful. So I'll get started, as I always do in my readings, with a consaba, which is a poetic form. And this particular poem is dedicated to Norman Jordan, who was an Appalachian poet with myself, passed away a couple of years ago. So I'm going to put it on the screen if you will, because I'd like for you to see the words. It's Friday, February 16th. All right. Consaba for Norman Jordan. You fire starter, you my kin, you my kind, you my kindling. You that radical, you that wood sun, you my hometown, you my boy, you my poetry pops, you the teacher, you, our kin, you, our kind, you, our kindling, you fire starter, you green light, you go. So Norman is a very special person, and how many of you in here are hip-hop fans? Anybody know who Talib Kweli is, or Mos Def? All right. Well, little known hip-hop fact, they sampled a Norman Jordan poem for their very first album. And that's, his son is actually a hip-hop artist and discovered it by listening. So 2 generations down, right, found out, that's my dad on my favorite album. And he doesn't even know it, right? All right. So what's going to happen this evening? I don't know. I just show up, and I like to talk about Appalachia. I like to talk about West Virginia. How many of you all know where West Virginia is? Okay. All right. It's the northernmost, right, southernmost state, the southernmost northernmost state, and it's really not west of Virginia. It's just up and over. Okay. And I have is this shape, okay? And this is where I'm from. The little star right there, Charleston, West Virginia. I'm not giving you the fingers, just how we say hello. Okay. So I love sharing my poetry because I think I get to talk about, especially in these times, in this context, you know, Appalachia and the soul of coal, which I think is in this narrative of America and the white, blue-collar coal miner, right? We forget, and it is not told or known that that this country was built on the labor, right, of the black coal miners, right? And when we talk about coal camps and we talk about, West Virginia and Appalachia, it's a beautiful melting pot of America when you think about the integration. So one time I was at a poetry reading and the fella got up and he was introducing me and he's like, and here comes, this Crystal, and she's a redneck with grace, right? And the room went, right? I know exactly what he was talking about. I knew that he was talking about the redneck miners. And how many people are familiar with that? A few? Okay, Jordan, I'm not going to make you tell them. I'm not going to make you tell them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the redneck miners represent the second largest civil uprising in American history. And you've never heard of this? The second largest uprising in American history next to the Civil War. It's called the Battle of Blair Mountain, right? And the miners, right, were a beautiful melting pot of first generation Americans, right? Hungarian immigrants, German immigrants, right? Black men and women, right? Native Appalachians, and they stood. How many? How many thousands? 20? Yeah. Against the United States government? The time that the government dropped bombs on its own people? And you never heard of this? So I wear a red bandana, and many of us in Appalachia do, to represent the redneck miners. The reason that the miners wore red bandanas was to stand in solidarity. It was the only thing that they could purchase from the company's store. Okay? Also, a little fun fact, the reason that the bandanas were red at the company store is because if you were in the mine and you were coughing up blood, you were easy to die. So anyway, I love traveling around Appalachia, and I've been fortunate enough to be in several different countries and tell my West Virginia story. But I want to tell you how my little story got started because I'm very proud of this, right? So I wrote this little book, it's over there, right? I ran it off of Kinko's. I self-published it, right? Got a marketing background, right? I hustle books out of my purse like rappers do CDs, okay? Right? I sell them at the basketball games, I sell them everywhere in half. It's on Amazon now, but okay. So I ran my little book off, I sent it to people all over the country, and the next thing I know, I landed an article in the Huffington Post, right? And it said, Valley Girl, Appalachia's future poet laureate takes on mountaintop removal. Oh my gosh, first of all, he called me like Appalachia's future poet laureate, right? But second of all, he said, I take on mountaintop removal, woo! Right? How many of y'all know what mountaintop removal is? All right. So I share this just to say, I ran my little book off at Kinko's, right? And I have a great pleasure of going to 5 countries, right? Standing here and talking to you today, right? That sort of independent spirit. So when I think about what does it mean to be a redneck with grace, what does it mean to be an entrepreneur, right? What does it mean to be a hardworking mountaineer, right? It's sort of just that hustle and pride, right? And I just share that story because I think you don't always have to follow, right, the route. In fact, I don't even necessarily get the publishing model. It sort of confuses me a little bit. We talked about that today at lunch. But, Valley Girl, little poem takes on mountaintop removal, and this little piece just sort of changed my life. Not only did it sort of help me sell a lot more books, right, but it also put me into sort of a political spotlight that I wasn't exactly so sure I was prepared for. Because one thing in West Virginia, when you start talking about coal, you get segregated. So, inside my little book is a poem called Boom Boom. And I want to share this with you all tonight in video format, okay? How many of you all know what a stripper is? Okay, right. A woman, man, that takes their clothes off and on. Right? Now, the strip mining is what they used to call mountaintop removal, okay? So this is a poem about a stripper and a strip mine. And I like to say that I don't care If a woman, I'm making no judgment on a woman or a man that is a stripper, if they feel that that's their choice, right? And I make no judgment on a man or a woman that's operating heavy machinery on top of a mountaintop for strip mining, right? What I want to talk about, and what I hope this poem illustrates, is the absence of choices. All right, so let's take a look at Boom Boom.
Them boys say West Virginia girls are gold diggers. Them boys should know better, 'cause in West Virginia, there ain't no gold, just black, black gold. And them girls, them West Virginia girls, don't take no handout. They got a living to make. And stripping is hard work. Every day they get high on 3 million pounds, pretending not to notice their bodies change. They wait, prepare a concubine of wild mountain orchids, grooming landing strips for them hometown millionaires to fly in and then sell them out. Always reminding them they're really not worth much. Them boys come back around after all the damage is done, after all her long hair is gone. They grin, admire what's left of her hips and say, just checking on you. Them girls, them silly girls just smile. Any attention will do. They wait, they prepare, getting ready, burning tan lines in layers deep, until the music begins. Boom, boom! Them boys like that bass loud. Boom, boom! Them girls shake it. Boom, boom! Them girls dance. They bend over, taking tips and G-strings, drunk on slurry, holding up their middle finger, thumb out, and a West Virginia sign they shout. Damn right we're looking for a come-up. Where else we got to go? We 49th on America's list of opportunity. Them boys say they like it when them girls talk back. They say they like them a little wild, a little wonderful. So they just smack them on the ass and watch them girls tumble down. Them boys know some of them West Virginia girls can't count. Not 8 plus 1, so they laugh and call them names like crazy, like whore. Just after they take all their mineral rights. Them boys leave again off to NASCAR, gone fishing out of state, charity golf for the abused. They court Miss Kentuckys and smoke cigars sitting on top of them prettier West Virginia girls, the ones with not so many scars, the ones they build mansions on. Them girls, them West Virginia girls done lost all their dignity. They can't see no way out in the right of way. They wonder if it's too late to get a boob job, acrylic nails, a new pair of platform shoes. Them girls, them West Virginia girls don't take no handouts. They got a living to make, so they keep on waving at them boys in Escalades. But them boys already reached inside and took what's of value. Them boys just drive past, never looking up or over, just down at them West Virginia girls. And them girls cry hardest when the rain falls, causing mudslides and toxic messes. Because in her mind, this is what she deserved. Them boys say West Virginia girls are gold diggers. Them boys should know better. Because in West Virginia, there ain't no gold. Just black, black coal. And them boys and them girls just keep blasting the same song. Boom, boom! She was wrong. Boom, boom! Forever gone. Boom, boom! Them girls, them mountains explode.